Hey, with the Get Down podcast, and we are back with another video. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you know. Yes, you guys, yes. As you can see from the title, the NFL is just they doing all the changes. They making all the changes for this new upcoming football season. That's right. More changes are going to be added. Some are going to be changed. Some are just going to be limited to what happens in the game. And like I stated before in my other video, the change can be good. The change can be bad. The change can be neutral. It just all depends on what it is specifically that is going to be changed. So as you guys can see from the title, the owners, they have approved of certain mishaps that's going to come. I mean, this NFL season, upcoming season, is just going to be completely different from how we've seen things in the past with a lot of things. So let's dive right into this article and waste no more time with it, okay? NFL owners approve kickoff, replay assists, overtime rule changes. Palm Beach, Florida. NFL owners approved a significant change to the league's kickoff structure while also authorizing an expansion of the replay assist program during their final session of their league meeting Tuesday morning. The touchback on kickoffs will be marked at the 35-yard line for the 2025 season, a move that league officially special teams coaches said will prompt a significant increase in the return rate. The new language reflects the original intent of the massive revamp the NFL instituted in 2024, when final negotiations resulted in a touchback spotted at the 30. So the new kickoff is going to be different. They're going to start it at the 35-yard line where the opposing team is to run down, try to tackle the receiver that did catch the ball, and then the ball will be spotted at the 30 for the touchback if the player doesn't come out and run. So instead of it starting at the 20, like it always done in times past, in previous past, it will be started at the 30-yard line. Now that makes the field a little bit longer out as far as starting at the 30-yard line. They're not going to have too much yardage to get to the opposing end zone. So, you know, they're moving it up. They're moving it up 10 more yards, which I don't really think they should. It should always be starting at the 20-yard line. The game should always be starting at the 20-yard line. Now you're doing it at the 30. Okay, well, that's going to make the teams score even quicker. The closer you are to the goal line, you're going to score a little bit quicker. That's one thing they changing. Let's read a little bit more. That left many coaches comfortable kicking touchbacks in 2024, and the league produced a return rate of 32.8, which that is really small. The return rate is really small. Why? Because a lot of players, they don't want to run out and get tackled, or they want to fumble the ball if a player hits them too hard. So they'll just do the touchback, catch the ball in the end zone, and then the team will come out. So I get it, but that percentage is very low. Very low. Denver Broncos special team coach Darren Rizzi, one of the primary architects of the revamp, projected a 2025 return rate between 70 and 75, which means more players are going to be running out instead of doing the touchbacks, which is just the opposite. That's number 2. The concussion rate on the kickoffs last season dropped 43% from 2023. That is really good. The percentage rate drop, which is good. The space and the speed of the player were much more down from what we're all used to, Rizzi said. And so the play was a tremendous success, and that's why we felt the time was now to move the touchback to the 35 to go to the original formation that we had proposed. So a lot of stuff that we're reading and seeing in these articles, these are all things talked about behind the scenes. And when a lot of people are mainly in agreement on it, or they say, yes, this is the answer, then that's when it's brought to the forefront. But a lot of conversations are always taken back behind the scenes. We don't know everything that's always taking place, but we can always try to get a hint from what they show us and what they may display in social media and stuff. Owners decided to take a table decided to table a part of the kickoff proposal that would have addressed low recovery rates of onside kicks. According to Rizzi, some teams have additional ideas, and that part of the proposal will likely be rewritten with different rules for how the kickoff team can line up and put before owners in May. Meanwhile, owners approve a competition committee proposal to add responsibilities to its replay assist program. The on-site replay official will now be permitted to reverse flags that are thrown for hits to defenseless players, along with fouls for face mask, horse collar, tripping, and running into roughing the kicker. Do y'all hear all of this that I just said? So now when flags are going to be thrown, you can reverse it. You can reverse the flag. It's like, whoa, wait a minute now. We doing kind of way too many different changes. But like I said, if it's for the good, it's for the good. And if it ain't for the good, well, you're gonna know. You will know. People will start to watch less and less. I mean, they want it to be so safety. Like I said, these guys signed up for it. They sign up for it. They sign up for all this stuff. Now that more changes is being implemented, it may make players be like, yay, or it may make them be like, nah, I'm not really feeling that. So now, it says the reverse flags, the flags, they can be reversed now that are thrown for hits to defensive players to everybody that's doing every little thing. Fouls for face masks, horse collar, tripping and running into or roughing the kicker. It's going to be interesting, y'all. It's going to be interesting. Those replay officials, however, will not be allowed to add a flag when an obvious foul has gone uncalled. In other news, owners on Tuesday, this is what they did. Approve a proposal from the Philadelphia Eagles to give each team a guaranteed possession in overtime during the regular season. Previously, a team with the first possession could win in overtime if it scored a touchdown. This rule change aligns the philosophy with a previous change to postseason overtime, except regular season overtime will remain to 10 minutes. Now, if you ever watch college football, and it gets to the point of overtime, usually college football, they let both teams go back and forth for a while until it gets to just really that final end minutes or whatever, and then boom, the game is over. The NFL, because this is the pro, it's very different. Because I always used to wonder, like, I'm watching the college football, but they don't do somewhat of the same rules like it is when it comes to the pro league. So I know in the league, the NFL, they'll have both teams go down at least once to score the touchdown, and then the next score, whoever wins out of that, which is either field goal or touchdown, the game is over. College football, however, both teams go down at least 2 or 3 times at max, and then the final few seconds or minutes of it, whoever get the ball and got the ball the last and they score, boom, the game is over. So you can see the difference when it comes to the pro and the college too. This is number 2 that they did. Endorse the competition committee requests to add additional specifics on prohibited actions that would violate the league's unsportsmanlike rules, including a throat slash, gesture, simulating firing or brandishing a gun, or displaying the nose white gesture, as you guys see from the picture of CeeDee Lamb. You know how they be doing when they be wiping their nose like that and doing a little thing like that. They're gonna ban that. They're getting rid of that. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta hear me with what I'm reading. I'm still gonna watch it, maybe. I'm still gonna watch the season, even though my team ain't looking good with all the players that we done got rid of. But you know what? It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. But y'all can make a decision if y'all want to watch it. They getting rid of a lot of stuff. Wiping that nose and pointing, nah. They getting rid of that. They said, we don't want all that. That's being a little too ghetto. Being a little too ghetto with it. Come on, y'all, listen. Point 3, approved a proposal from the Pittsburgh Steelers to have one video or phone call with no more than 5 prospective free agents during the negotiation period before the formal opening of free agency. Previously, teams could only speak could speak only with the agent of the player during that period. That's something else that's finna get. So you're only gonna have one video or one phone call that you can do. One. It's not gonna be multiple. Let's go to the next one. Approve a request from multiple teams to allow team staff members to prepay K-balls, footballs only used on special teams before any game. Y'all heard that, right? All right. Going to the next one. Approve proposals by the competition committee allowing 2 players to be designated to return from injured reserve if they are placed on IR when rosters are reduced to 53, granting playoff teams 2 more return from IR spots in the postseason, and designating point differential as a third tiebreaker on waivers claim. So they're only going to allow 2. If you got a lot of players that are on IR, you're only going to be allowed 2 players that can actually return from that. Woo, Lord. All right, y'all. Table for further discussion. The Detroit Lions proposal to make playoff seeding based on regular season records as a guiding principle rather than division champions. Now, I actually like that one. I messed with that one. These proposals, mind y'all, these are different players, different coaches, maybe different owners of different teams saying, yes, I approve of this. Yes, I think we need to change this. I think this should be changed. This don't need to be changed, but maybe we can add something to it. These are all the approved approach. They approved it because they heard it and they're like, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. I think we can do that. Detroit Lions, I'm kind of feeling that bubble. I like that. I like that bubble. Did not approve Detroit's proposal to eliminate an automatic first down as a penalty imposed for defensive holding and illegal contact. The last bullet point. Announced the use of Sonny Hawk's eye technology to measure the first down in 2025 because they usually use the camera and the camera sticks and the ball and the chain to measure it. Now they're going to be using the Hawkeye's camera view in order to see if the player or the team got the first down or not. So y'all enjoy this clip next of what NFL Insider, what he had to say about it. And I'm going to see you guys in the next episode. Before you do that, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on. That way you're notified every time I drop videos on this channel. See you guys in the next one.
All right, we are back on Get Up, and we have significant breaking news from the NFL owners' meetings, and I particularly want the football players who are on our panel today to listen closely to what Jeff Darlington is about to explain, along with all the fans, because this is a significant change that every fan is going to notice immediately. Jeff, go.
This is going to get a bit complicated. I don't want to take you too far into the weeds here, but I will say that the Kickoff, which was just approved, a new model of it, is going to look completely different than all of us as football fans know it to be. We are going to see basically a completely different opening play. It still involves a kicker and a kick, but everything else is going to look totally different. Essentially what we're going to look at is what the XFL is actually doing, where you line up both sides at the 35 and the 40-yard line. You see it right here. Both sides are 5 yards apart. The kick gets kicked, and then not until it lands, hits the ground, or the receiver catches it, can everybody engage on the play. You see this right here. This is what we are going to see this season in the NFL. Completely changes everything. The NFL saw just 22% of kickoffs returned this past season. That number was far too low. They want to minimize injuries. That's why they're bringing both sides closer together, but they want to increase the number of returns that actually happen. I have talked to a number of people here at the league meetings. There is some contention. Some people didn't necessarily want to see it happen. Andy Reid said he thinks it'll be very exciting. Mike Tomlin said he thinks it will be a radical change in the NFL, but this is going to be something that alters the kickoff. There will be new strategy, new ways of scoring. This, Greeny, is a very big deal for the upcoming season.
It is, and to be clear, that's every kickoff involved in a game, right? We're not talking about just the opening kickoff of the game, but every time a team kicks off.
Every kickoff.
All right, I'm looking at my players. Bart, like it or don't like it?
I'll reserve judgment. You know, as probably the only person, I don't know if Big Boog ever ran down on kickoff, but I made my hay running down on kickoff. It's the most exciting play in all of football, the Devin Hesters of the world, you know, the Dante Halls. It's the most exciting play, and I think it's like putting the dunk back into the game. Exciting, but it's going to be hard to strategically figure out how to get that momentum up. It's going to limit maybe guys, you know what I'm saying, from making big collisions. But you know, the special team coaches are really innovative. They'll do some things like find out ways how to pull guys, not block the backside, and it maybe brings something exciting. It puts emphasis on 1/3 of the game that sometimes often gets overlooked. You know, half the time when I was making a tackle on special teams, they're already cutting to commercial before my mama even get to see me smile.
Well, not only that, but I mean, as Jeff just said, 4 out of every 5 kickoffs aren't returned anyway. So there's nothing less exciting than watching that. So they're giving you something better here. And it just stands to reason that if guys aren't going to be racing from great distances and slamming into each other as frequently, there will be fewer injuries.
Yeah.
That does make sense to me. Booger, what do you think?
Greeny, I love it because we've been complaining about they're taking special teams out of football, and there are a lot of people that have made their living on special teams. I think about Matthew Slater, who's going to go into the Hall of Fame, who just retired this year. This is going to add the opportunity for Matthew Slater somewhere else to continue to make a living in the National Football League. I understand what they're doing. They're trying to preserve the kickoff while limiting high-speed collisions and making the game safer. So this is a win-win for the NFL. We get to say that we are bringing special teams and bringing the kickoff return back to the NFL, and also we can minimize the high-speed collisions. So I know Troy Vincent and Roger Goodell are saying this is a win-win, this is a home run. I do find it very interesting, Jeff Darlington, that this is on a 1-year trial. I wonder if that's because they want to see how it's received by the National Football League, received by the players, more importantly, how it's received by the fans.
Jeff?
Yeah, something as radical as this does often sort of get a trial period. The kickoff had a trial period this year with a rule that led to fewer kickoff returns. The NFL did not like it, hence the reason now they're adopting this new policy. And I did talk to Saints special teams coach Darren Rizzi, who really kind of invented this play. And his point to me was, look, this is a big change, and some people will be uncomfortable with it. But as he put it, the kickoff play as it was pretty much dead. Like it was obsolete. They needed to do something, and they feel like this injects not only a level of excitement into the game, but it also preserves what has been a long-time fixture in the sport of football.
What I love about it is it allows guys that are really good kickers, you know, because bad kickers were able to hide and pretend that they were good kickers, and because they just kicked the ball flat because there was no chance for it to be returned. What I love is it separates the kickers with big legs and allows them to get the accolades that, you know, that they deserve.
I also, Jeff, if I'm a fan and I'm watching this conversation, I'm thinking, what does this mean for the onside kick? Because obviously you can't line up that way and have an onside kick the way we've always had. What is the answer to that?
So this is an interesting one. Great question. Glad you asked. The onside kick also will change in the sense that you have to now declare before you have an onside kick. You have to declare that you are going to try for an onside kick.
Thanks.
That's because then you go back to that other format where you're closer together. Now, you have to declare that you're going to have the onside kick, but to help that, you're allowed to offset. You're allowed to have 6 guys favor one side and 4 on the other side. So you couldn't do that before. Now you can do that, but you do have to declare that an onside kick is coming. So take away. Remember when Sean Payton had the surprise kick in the Super Bowl? Yeah. The onside kick? No more. There will be no more surprises when it comes to the onside kick.
Well, I retract my previous statement. This is stupid.
No, it's not stupid. It's a good idea.
I got to tell you what I'm about to do. What's about the element of surprise?
Well, otherwise, you can't have an onside kick when all the guys are standing 40 yards away.
Well, if that's the case,
kicker going to kick it to himself.
Listen, honesty is not the best policy in football. It's all about trickeration.
But you don't want to get rid of the onside kick. Otherwise, the sport is the game is over with 8 minutes left.
Okay, get your hands team out here now. Instead of me finding who's the fish, finding the fat lineman that's on the front line and drilling him in the chest with the ball. Now I got a receiver that's got a better chance in catching it. That takes all the greatness out of it.
I resent that on behalf of Booger McFarland. All right, so.